Good morning, I'm Rose from Grandma Rose's Open Pantry. Well, it's still morning. It's almost noon, but it's still morning. And I am going to make some broccoli chicken soup today. And I have already boiled my chicken. And in my broth, I have got carrots, celery, and onions. And after I cook my chicken, I put my carrots, celery, and onions in my broth. And I cooked it for about 15 minutes to get those tender. And that's probably a quarter cup of celery, quarter cup of carrots, quarter cup of onions.
Is that the Trinity you used to call it?
It
The
is.
Trinity?
Yeah, it's the Trinity. So
Those three ingredients in a broth.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And so to this, I'm going to add some white beans. And I always keep my liquid in my beans because I figure there's more nutrients in the liquid, and I don't want to pour my nutrients down the drain.
And that's no sugar added? Beans?
They're all, yeah.
That's what we normally buy.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is. And so I've got my carrots, celery, onions, and I put my white beans in there. Now, most people don't put beans in their broccoli soup, but beans is very nutritious. And so, but if you're on a low carb diet, you can't do the beans. But everything else is low carb. So into this, I'm going to add 3/4 cup of heavy cream. Actually, this is half and half. It was 3/4 cups of half and half. And I've already salted and peppered it, and I'll taste in a minute and make sure that it's got enough salt and pepper. Now, this is not, you cannot put sour cream or cream in a really hot broth. I've just got it on low right now. And so if it's hot broth, you have to sit it off the eye for about 5 minutes to let that cool down. Because when you put your sour cream and your heavy cream in there, it's going to separate. So, and this is about probably, it's going to be about a half cup of sour cream that I'm adding to it. And I got some more broth out of the pantry in case this is not enough. So, okay. Now, to this, and what I did when I cooked my broccoli, after I took my chicken out of my, after I boiled my chicken and took it out of the broth, then I just put my broccoli down in that chicken broth and I cooked it. And then I don't like big chunks of broccoli in my soup, so then I took a little chopper and I chopped it up.
Did you cover your broccoli while you were cooking it?
Yes, I did.
I was looking at that color and I said, I bet she covered it.
I did.
Because that color is so pretty.
It takes about, I cooked it about 3 minutes in the broth, and then I took it out, and then I just chopped it up. Okay, now, to this, I'm going to add
See that bright green color from your broccoli? When
Yeah.
you cover your broccoli, that's how it comes out.
Yep. Okay, now, I'm going to add my chicken, and I'm not sure I'm going to put all this chicken in there. We'll see. If not, I'll make some chicken salad, or a little bit of chicken salad or something with it. All right. Now, here's another little twist I'm going to. I'm always doing a little twist.
She always creates and recreates because she enjoys doing that.
I have just a little bit of sausage in the refrigerator that I cooked yesterday. So now this is just original, just not spicy, not hot, just breakfast sausage. So I'm going to put that in there.
Well, I can tell you it's good now.
Oh yeah, it's going to be delicious. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this back up to temp. I'm going to let it cook probably 10 or 15 minutes. I'm not going to add my cheese yet. I've got about a cup of cheddar cheese here, but I'm not going to put it in probably until just before I serve it. because sometimes when you do, your cheese just gets, I don't like the consistency of it when I put it in there, because we're not going to eat this until tonight, this afternoon late. So probably what I'm going to do is just cook this for about 15 minutes, and then before I serve it, then I'm going to put my cheese in it. So, and you can use, this is sharp cheddar. You can use any cheese you want. If I had pepper jack, I would put some pepper jack in it, but because I didn't, I put a little cayenne pepper, a little ground red pepper in it, because we just like the little bite. And so, this is my easy and quick broccoli and chicken and broccoli soup. And so,
with a tad of sausage chest in.
with a tad of sausage and a can of white beans.
That's right.
So I like my soups hearty, and so this is going to be a real hearty soup. And it's kind of thin right now, but when I put my cheese in it, it's going to thicken it up to where the consistency that I want it. So once you get your chicken cooked and you have your broth, the rest of it is very easy. You just chop up your celery, your onions, your carrots, put them in there, cook them like 5-10 minutes to get them tender. Then you add all your other ingredients in. And I will have the, I will put this recipe in the description box. And so I'm gonna leave this video open. I'm not gonna close it out. So tonight, just before we eat, I'm going to put my cheese in it, and then I'll come back and I'll show you the finished product. But I'm fixing to let this cook, and we'll see y'all later this afternoon.
All right, Granny Ma.
All right. We are fixing to make some gluten-free cornbread to go with our broccoli chicken soup. And I have just put about a teaspoon and a half of oil in my little pan here. And I'm going to put it over here on this burner, and I'm going to let it get hot. And I've got my oven set on 450 degrees. And while that's getting hot, I'm going to make my cornbread. Now this is gluten-free cornbread. You've seen me make hush puppies, you've seen me make lace cornbread. Well, this is my gluten-free cornbread right here. So in this bowl, I have got 1 cup of, hold on just a minute.
She may have forgotten something.
No, I
nope,
didn't.
you didn't.
No.
You were mistaken. You hadn't forgotten it.
I was thinking, I've got 1 cup. At first I said, did I put gluten-free flour in here? This is 1 cup of plain cornmeal. Plain cornmeal is cornmeal that has no leavening agents in it. No salt, no baking powder, no.
It's just ground up corn.
Just ground up corn. And in this bowl, now this is where I've got my 4th cup of gluten-free flour. There's 4th cup of gluten-free flour. There is a teaspoon and a half of baking powder, a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, and a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. So I'm going to put that in my flour. And to this, I've got 1 cup of buttermilk here. I'm not going to put it all to begin with. I'm going to put some of it, and then I'll stir this up. You never put all, unless you know exactly, you never put all of your liquid in when you're making something like this, because once you add this egg, it's gonna make this more liquid. So you don't want to put too much liquid in it to begin with. I know it's gonna take the full 1 cup, but I was just showing y'all how sometimes, because an egg can be bigger than it is at other times. So, and it'll make your cornbread more liquid than you want it. So,
Well, you've cooked the same volume over and over again.
This is the same one I use all the time. So I know exactly how much it's going to take. So and I'll show you the consistency that I want my cornbread. Right here. Can you see that, honey? That's the consistency right there that you want.
Yep.
So my grease is getting hot back here. And this is the soup that we made. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna, you know, I told you I would bring you back and put my cheese in it when it got closer to time. Well, Elaine and Kale will be here in just a few minutes. So I'm gonna.
Is it cheese time?
It's cheese time. Yep. So I'm going to put my cheese in this. And
Now, why do you not put it in earlier when you cook this?
Because I don't like the consistency that it has
once it
when
overcooks.
It sits. Yeah. So I've turned this on medium high, and I'm gonna let it get hot again.
Oh, that looks so good.
It is good. And I grated some Monterey Jack cheese in this also. So this is about probably a cup and a half, maybe 2 cups of cheese.
2 1/2 quarts of
no, that's
broccoli?
No, that's, I don't know, this is a 4 or 5 quart. This is a 4.5, so it's probably 3.5 quarts.
Okay.
But you can put as much cheese as you want, according to what your family likes. But this is sharp cheese, and sharp cheese, you don't have to use as much as you do. And the Monterey Jack cheese has a little strong flavor too. So I'm going to leave that on medium high. And I think
So you're looking for it to sizzle like that right off?
Yep.
Okay.
Let me turn the light on so you can see. All right.
If it's not sizzling like that, you want it to heat some more. Is that right?
Yep. Because you want a good crust on your, let me turn this down. You want a good crust on your cornbread. And when this goes in like this, it forms it starts browning the bottom of the cornbread, and you see that grease coming up the sides.
So you always do this on top of the stove before you put it in the oven?
Because it takes a long time in the oven to heat it this hot.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a lot quicker if you do it on top of the stove instead of letting it heat in your oven. Now if you got all your burners something on them, you can heat it in the oven. I have done it before.
Well, now how did you know the exact amount to put in those? What is that?
You know how many times I've made this cornbread?
3, 6, 7,
Step back
8,
a
8
little bit.
pieces.
You know how many times I've made this cornbread?
3 or 2, I'll bet you.
I know exactly. So I'll put that in my 450 degree oven, and it will cook for 20 minutes. And after 20 minutes, then my cheese is melting. After 20 minutes, I'll show you, I'm going to bring you back. I'm going to show you what the cornbread looks like. My cheese will be melted by then. We're going to taste of this soup. And
we're going to get your bean salad out?
yeah, in a little bit, but not right now.
And
so
what is that other thing you've got cooked over there?
Oh, this...
That is going to be wonderful.
This is a gluten-free, sugar-free peach, apple, and plum cobbler.
Now, I'm going to tell you, folks.
So,
you see that crust right there? That is absolutely keto. But it is a delicious keto crust that she makes. She makes it out of her biscuit mix, keto biscuit mix.
I just put sweetener in it.
Yeah. It doesn't have grains of any kind in it, does it? Nope.
Almond flour.
Almond flour? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it has almond flour.
Okay.
All right. As soon as my cornbread gets ready, my cheese melts in my soup, then I'm going to come back. We're going to finish this up, and I'm going to taste it for y'all.
Great.
Okay.
Is that cornbread coming out?
That's my cornbread. Now,
Wait just a second. It's blurry. Grandma, looks like the cornbread is out of the oven.
it is out of the oven and getting all slathered in butter.
My.
Now you talk about good. Mmm. This is something good, and it's gluten-free. Delicious.
Gluten-free, sugar-free.
Yep. Well, I don't put any sweetener in my cornbread. Not this kind.
Yeah.
I do some, but not.
Drip some butter on the
Yeah.
tablecloth.
Yeah, I got it. Okay. Woo, you can hear it sizzling.
Mm.
It's still so hot.
It's good.
All right. Now, I'm gonna take it out and put it in this little, look at that. Woo.
My goodness.
Look at that crust.
Mm. Look at the whole thing. Wow. Grandma?
So good. So good. Look at that crust. Now this is the way we like our crust.
Yes, ma'am. It's like pizza. The more crust, brown crust, the better it is.
Okay. Put that one right in the center.
Woo.
And I'm going to move
That's great,
this
Grandma.
over here. And now, I'm fixing to spoon some of my broccoli and chicken soup. You want to come look at it in here?
Broccoli, cheese, and chicken soup.
Yep.
Woo. My. That bees looks good.
Look at that.
Well, taste of it, Grandma.
I'm fixing to. I'm fixing to.
You fixing to?
Yeah. It's hot. Now that is fit to eat right there. As my daddy used to say, honey, that's fit to eat. I think I can eat that. That's what my daddy used to say.
Wow.
I think I can eat that.
Wow.
And when you put that cornbread and this salad, that soup, and this cornbread, now that's a meal.
And it's all so healthy.
Yes. Yes, it is. It's all sugar-free, gluten-free. I'll be glad when Lane and Kale get here.
It's right smack in the middle of our segue food culture. And a lot of people would think, well, you know, the cornbread, well, you can't just eat half of the plate of cornbread, but you can eat some of it. And but this bean salad and this broccoli,
And
even
then,
with the beans in it,
when you put this sugar-free, gluten-free dessert with it.
sugar-free, gluten-free dessert, that is delicious
Now,
as
I
anything.
said this was apple, peach, and plum. It's pear, peach, and plum. I don't know why I said apple, but it's pear, peach, and plum.
But it's really whatever fruit you have,
Sure.
you know, because again, we can eat fruit and do eat fruit.
Yes.
And
This is good. I'll be glad when they get
we
here.
eat all of this on the Segway food culture.
Now, what's good is do like I did my chicken chili the other day. Take one of these pieces of cornbread and put it right in the middle of this soup.
Nope.
That is delicious. Okay, this is our supper for tonight. Thank y'all for joining me. I love y'all. And as soon as Elena and Cal get here, we're going to eat. Please subscribe to my channel. Like this video. Hit that little notification bell up there. It's just a little bell. And it notifies you when I am uploading a video. So, I love y'all. Give me a thumbs up, and I will see y'all next time.